I'm Natalie Tominskis, for those who haven't met me quite yet. I'm the coordinator of this challenge and other GBSN student challenges and programs, and I will be the point of contact for all participants. I invite you to also introduce yourself in the chat by sharing your name, school, organization, and where you're joining us from. I'll paste that in the chat. Thank you, Julianne, for doing that. Feel free to talk amongst each other in the chat, introduce yourself. All right. Okay, the Afro Business Concept Challenge aims to support student entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs to develop and pitch innovative business solutions that address real-world challenges in Africa. In today's kickoff event, we'll hear from some of the challenge's judges and sponsors. We'll also review some details of the competition, including key deadlines, expectations, and guidance for both students and investor experts. But first, I'd like to invite Dan, the CEO of GBSN, to say a few words of introduction and welcome. Dan?
Thank you, Natalie, and welcome everyone. It's great to see all the names and some faces. We always encourage you, if it's at all possible, to make yourself visible and let us see your enthusiasm as well. We're excited. This is our fifth Africa Business Concept Challenge, and I am certain it will be our best. They seem to be getting better and better every year. Now, GBSN, we're a network of 150 leading business schools in a little more than 50 countries, and we're working together to address the development needs of society. And this, I will connect, as I explore this with you, I want to connect to our mission. So the Africa Business Concept Challenge is one way, not the only way, we aim to achieve this mission. We started the Africa Business Concept Challenge with a modest objective to assist African students to incubate and develop business concepts for their communities, for sustainable development, for them to have access not only to local support when and if it's available, but also to an experienced, knowledgeable set of people from our global network. We have several of them lined up to talk with you today. But I want to be clear. We also believe that students participating in the Africa Business Concept Challenge are also a source of inspiration and insights about how to do business in the African context. The global investor experts, we believe, can learn a lot from your work, from the work of the students, especially about what it takes to conceptualize a business for Africa. So by bringing together our global network, by providing access to education, by supporting the development of business ideas that we think leads to growth and jobs, we're doing our mission. We're working together to develop to address the development needs of society. Now, before turning it back over to Natalie, your chief resource, if you will, and coordinator for this program, I'd like to offer just a couple of suggestions. First, remember, it's not just the competition. The competition is one reason to be involved, but for us, the real value is in the journey, in the process of shaping your business concept and the skills that you learn as a consequence. So my first suggestion is to take the feedback from your investor experts seriously, to shape your context. It'll help you also to get into the finals, right? But the key is, I think, that in some of what I've seen in the businesses, the business concepts that have been brought forth, what ends up being the end game is often very different than where you started. And that's refreshing, because that means that it's a process that we're engaged in to shape the development of the concepts. The second piece of advice that I offer is to focus on what makes your concept distinctive. What's different about what you're doing than relative to others in the marketplace? And just as an example, last year we were impressed with the winner. The winning concept was a device to transport preterm babies from rural villages to urban hospitals. It's an important and creative idea for the product, but what was really interesting, I think, to the judges was that they were able to do that with a relentless focus on minimizing costs. So it was less than 70 US dollars to produce this device, but also it could be completely sourced from within Uganda, which was also a critical concept. So it's not just a product, but it's the way you conceptualize the business idea. And for us, that distinctiveness becomes pretty important. With that, I want to give it back to Natalie, but before doing so, I want to especially thank Stanford Seed, Darius, and I want to thank Yukon Business, Greg and David, who are here. Thank you for your support in making this happen as we start this new year for the Africa Business Concept Challenge. Natalie, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. The Africa Business Concept Challenge is supported by many individuals, like Dan stated, who volunteer their time and expertise as sponsors, judges, and investor experts. Investor experts give feedback to teams in phase 1 and evaluate submissions in phase 2, as well as distinguished panel of judges who watch the finalist teams deliver live pitches and ultimately determine the winners. We're pleased to have one of those final judges, Roberta Blankson, with us today. Roberta is the Knowledge and Content Manager for the Innovation Entrepreneurship Lab at the African Development Bank. I'd like to give Roberta an opportunity to share a few words. Roberta?
Thank you very much, Natalie, and thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Really, it's an honor, and this is my third time participating in ABCC, so it's great to see how far we've come and how far the challenge has evolved with each year and the kind of traction and excitement that it comes with. And so I'm excited to be here again this year. And I'm always very inspired by the creativity and the resilience that the various teams exhibit as they pitch their ideas, and even the work that has gone into developing those ideas or solutions and ensuring that they are robust enough to be implemented or to even pitch. And at the end of the day, it's not just about a challenge. It's not just about business ideas. It's really about creating solutions, and solutions that can last, and solutions that can be scaled up to be able to meet some of the needs that we have, especially on the continent. There is no one that has a better understanding of the needs of Africans than Africans ourselves. There's no one that better understands our context than ourselves. There are certain things that you would not find in the textbook. There are certain nuances that we understand about living on the continent and being on the continent, and the kind of solutions that we can proffer to be able to meet the needs that we have, to be able to facilitate sustainable development or create jobs, and be able to unlock the potential economically of the people who live on the continent. And so I'm very excited to be here, and once again, hear all the really great ideas that the various teams have, and also to interact with fellow judges as we review the ideas that come. And at the end of the day, I just want to say that all ideas matter. All the ideas that would come before us matter. For the sake of the competition, there would be a few who are winning the prize. But at the end of the day, if you really work hard on the ideas that you have the opportunity, even beyond this ABCC challenge, to be able to scale it up and to be able to make it an idea that really works and that really supports Africa's development. And as I conclude, I just want to say with the lab, the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Lab at the bank, just about 2 weeks ago, we launched our Innova platform, and it's an AI-powered knowledge and exchange platform that is supporting entrepreneurs, enterprise support organizations, VC firms, fund managers across the continent. And as you go through this challenge, please know that there's a resource that is available for you to be able to utilize at the bank. There are free tools, free resources that are available for you, free trainings that you can be able to take advantage of and support your entrepreneurial journey. So please know that this does not end it, and there's obviously a lot of support that you can still receive after the challenge. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roberta. For the students, that Innova platform, you have access in your student instructions. At the bottom of those pages, you'll find instructions on how to access that. Please utilize that resource. Roberta, as she said, it's a very useful resource and you'll have it even after the competition. And it's a way to connect with other entrepreneurs and it's a great, valuable resource. All right. As we continue with our kickoff event, we're honored to be joined by two organizations whose sponsorships make this competition possible. The University of Connecticut School of Business, represented today by Professor David Bergman and Associate Dean of Faculty Research and Dean Greg Riley. We are also joined by Stanford Seed, an initiative of the Stanford Graduate School of Business, represented by the program's Executive Director, Darius Teeter. Their support and guidance will be invaluable to all of our students, teams throughout this journey. I'd like to invite Professor Bergman and Dean Riley to say a few words, first about the competition and any encouragement they may have for all of you, our talented students.
Yeah, thank you so much, Natalie, for the introduction, and Dan and Roberta for kicking us off. My name is David Bergman. I'm the Associate Dean for Faculty and Research at the University of Connecticut, and we are really proud to be sponsors of this event. I think Africa provides a great business opportunity, both locally for you all and also globally for other people. I'm the exiting president for a research organization, the Association for Constraint Programming. It's a technology. And we actually, for the first time, are having a summer school in Benin in August. And so I think there's a lot of academic work that is going to develop different types of technologies and opportunities in Africa. And I think this is just one of those things. Now, this is particularly exciting because I think you can think kind of really broadly about what you want for Africa to focus on. You know, this challenge is aligned with Africa Union's Agenda 2063, and their vision statement is the Africa we want. Well, it's the Africa you want, right? So I think be bold, think very broadly about the most pressing issues and ideas that you think you can challenge, and know that your efforts are really an incubator for the future, right? I mean, what you come up with here could really become something really impactful in the future. So I applaud you. I look forward to seeing what you all come up with, and we are very happy to continue being a sponsor of this event.
Thank you, Professor Bergman. Dean Riley, would you like to say a few words?
I think unfortunately he was unable to make it today,
Okay.
but he
Okay.
does. I know he was involved in previous years in some certain way as a judge and stuff, and he's really excited about this. And Arminda, thank you for organizing all of us. And UConn as a whole, especially the business school, is really happy about this effort. So thank you all.
Thank you so much. All right. Now let's hear from Director Teeter. We're so grateful to have you with us today. Please share a few words of encouragement with our participants.
Thanks, Natalie. Dan, thank you. David, very happy to partner again with UConn. Roberta, welcome from African Development Bank. Thank you for making your resources available. So for those of you who don't know, Stanford Seed was established in 2012 by a gift from an alumni of the business school who basically, his basic premise was a lot of entrepreneurs deserve to go to a great business school and can't do it. Can I get Stanford to bring what it knows about building businesses and actually teach on the continent? And so that's what we've been doing ever since. We have an office in Ghana, we have an office in Nairobi, and we have a team also based in Southern Africa. We are now, I think, on our 15th cohort. We recruit 105 to 120 CEOs every year for a 10-month part-time program, and we actually bring faculty to teach in Ghana and Nairobi. And since that program, we now added a program for small family businesses. And this participation in the Africa Business Concept Challenge is our very fortunate opportunity to actually work with students who want to build businesses. So I feel like I'm not just a sponsor, I'm an honored participant because it allows us to actually support the entire sort of, you could think of it as the entrepreneurial value chain. And personally, I wish that there was something like this when I was a young student, because I think I would have changed my own path as well. So I'm very excited. I'm very, very honored actually to sponsor this event with University of Connecticut. The other thing I just want to say, words of encouragement. Dan will think I'm a broken record because I always say the same thing year after year, which is as you're working on your business concept, I encourage you to fall in love with the problem you're trying to solve, not the solution that you start with. And by that, I mean, talk to your customer. And we tell this to CEOs of $20 million companies. I'm telling it to you. Unless you really and truly understand the people you're trying to support with your solution won't succeed. And so there's a certain amount of humility about doing it that way, and I think it's really important. The only other piece of advice to give you is don't describe your customer with a demographic. Don't say my product is for single mothers aged 20 to 28. Describe your customer segments based on their needs. What do they need? Because successful businesses solve needs, they solve problems. They don't market to a specific demographic based on age or gender or activity. So those are my two tiny little pieces of advice. Dan, love what you're doing here. Very pleased to be involved. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Teeter, for those words. We are so fortunate to have such incredible support from our sponsors, both today and throughout the competition. Now, with that encouragement and advice in mind, let's move forward and dive into an overview of the competition. We're excited to see the creativity, passion, and innovation that will emerge from all of you in the coming days. I'm pleased to announce that this year's competition will feature 84 student teams representing 46 different schools across 19 countries. Among these institutions, 11 are GBSM member schools. This remarkable participation shows a growing entrepreneurial spirit and innovation across the continent. We are excited to witness the diverse and transformative business ideas that these young leaders will bring forward in Africa. Now let's walk through the competition phases and how students can succeed. In this phase, phase 1, the written report and illustrations, teams will submit a written report along with a few illustrations that will be useful for your slide deck in phase 2. The written report should describe the problem statement, industry analysis, concept illustration, and go-to-market plan in approximately 4 pages. Teams also receive valuable feedback from investor experts to refine your business plan and build out your slide deck. Written reports should clearly articulate the foundational aspects of everyone's business concept ideas and provide key details that will later inform the slide deck presentation in phase 2. The report should be well-structured, concise, and visually supported with relevant illustrations. The deadline for phase 1 for student teams is March 26th. For phase 2, final submission and recorded pitch, you'll refine your work based on feedback from investor experts and submit your final report, slide deck presentation, and a 5-minute recorded pitch. The pitch should clearly articulate your concept, market plan, and social impact. In this final phase, you will have a written report that's finalized incorporating feedback from phase 1, a full slide deck presentation using the template provided for the students, and a 5-minute recorded pitch to YouTube, which should be unlisted or public. The deadline for this phase is April 9th. Moving on to our investor experts. I want to thank you all for lending your expertise to support the next generation of innovators. Your evaluation will take place in 2 key phases. Phase 1, constructive feedback. In this phase, your role is to provide clear, actionable feedback to help students improve their submission. Focus on areas of strength as well as opportunities for growth, ensuring that your insights guide them towards a stronger final presentation. Phase 2, scoring final submissions. Once students have refined their ideas, you will assess their final reports, presentations, and pitches based on the following criteria, in which you will receive a more detailed rubric when the phases occur. Innovation and impact. How unique and transformative is the idea? Market viability. Is there demand for the product or service? Execution strategy. How feasible and realistic is the plan? Sustainability and SDG alignment. How does the idea contribute to Africa's long-term development goals? Your feedback and evaluation will be submitted via Google Forms. You will receive detailed instruction, submission materials, and links to the evaluation forms via email from me. The top teams will be identified by these investor expert scores. These top teams will be announced April 15th and 16th. These teams will advance to the finals round, where each team will deliver a live pitch presentation to the international panel of judges. A live Q&A session will follow each pitch presentation. These teams will present a live 10-minute pitch, followed by a 15-minute Q&A with our judges. Our final round judges for this year will be Roberta Blankson, Darius Teeter, and Peter Baumkole. All right. I would like to open the floor for any questions from students, mentors, judges, investor experts. The floor is yours. We have some time. Feel free to put any questions in the chat as well.
Okay, students, don't be shy. Let's hear some questions.
Yes. Abayomi, please correct me if I said your name wrong.
No, you're right. So I wanted to ask, if the second phase and the submission, would it mean all of the team members have to appear in the recorded pitch, or it's just the team leader just pitch the whole idea and then that's it?
The teammates should all participate in the recorded pitch, and it should be pre-recorded. So if you all can't be in the same room recording the pitch, you each can record your own part of the pitch and then combine the video together. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Natalie, there's a few questions in the chat.
Okay. Let's see.
Hi, Natalie.
Yes.
Nadeem here from South Africa, Gordon Business School or Gordon Institute of Business Science. How will we pitch or how will we send the report to the investor to get a feedback?
All students will be sending their submissions to programs@gbsn.org, that email. That email is placed in the student instructions, and on our end, we'll share those reports with the investor experts. So no need to worry about sharing the reports of the investor experts. That will all happen on our end.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Can the business ideas? Oh, Julianne, you just answered that. Erin, hello everyone. My question is in line with falling in love with the problem and not the solution. Would we be able to change our idea or project if we find a better way to solve our problem? Yes. Before phase one, you're welcome to change your idea or business concept. After phase one, though, you will just be confined to that written report business concept, as we do require you to incorporate investor experts feedback on your business concept. But if your team right now would like to change their business concept, you are welcome to before phase one is due.
Okay, the second thing I just wanted to clarify, thank you also for the whole presentation. I'm so inspired. I wanted to confirm if it is possible to add another team member along the competition. Just wanted to ask.
We have a max limit of 5 members per team. So if you already have 5, unfortunately, we can't add another person. But if you are below 5, please just email programs@gbsn.org with your additional team member and we can add them in. But please do by the end of this day because our competition starts today.
Thank you.
Enoch says, I would like to know whether there will be another meeting before we submit the report for phase one, or are we submitting right after here? There will not be another meeting with everyone involved, with the students. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that on the calendar. Maybe next year. So student teams will be submitting phase one, and there will not be another meeting. Phase one, again, is due March 26th. The top 5 teams, though, do meet with the judges for their live pitches. So if you really want to meet with other people, get in the top 5 teams.
So my question from March 12th to March 9th, do we submit only the problem statement and the industry analysis? And is it have a page list.
Aaron, I think you're cutting in and out. If you want to type your question in the chat, I can definitely answer that for you. I unfortunately just can't quite hear you. All right, Sarah says our idea mainly has an impact on the social side. It's still expensive to work and will need partnerships with government and NGOs. It had a great impact, so is our idea still viable? Yes, we welcome all ideas. We understand that some ideas are going to be more expensive than others, but it's on the student teams to figure out creative solutions to work around that. And please take on challenges like that. That's why we host these type of competitions, is to start brainstorming solutions to these problems.
I saw, Natalie, that there was a question in the chat about whether there were any resources that participants could use from Stanford Seed. We do have 2 Seed business advisors participating in the program, and I think it would be fine to share out contact information. So if somebody had specific questions about Stanford Seed or what resources we might be able to offer, they could write to our team directly.
I'll give a couple more minutes just for the few questions trickling in. Please don't be shy. From March 12th to 19th, do we submit only problem statement and industry analysis? So from March 12th to 19th, that week is a focus week. So we suggest you focus on developing your problem statement and industry analysis, but there is no submission at the end of that week. You're welcome to work on any part of that written report during March 12th through 19th. We just suggest that you give at least a week for the problem statement and industry analysis, as well as a week for the market good plan. The recorded pitch video is that all team members are supposed to, yes, all team members are supposed to be in the recorded pitch video. It is a team effort and we would like to see everyone participate. Can we change the problem we need to solve? Yes. Before phase 1 is submitted, you're welcome to change your problem that you need to solve. After phase 1, though, you are committed to evaluate the feedback, implementing the feedback that investor experts have given you, so you cannot change your business concept plan after phase 1. Mohammed?
Yeah, hello everyone, and thanks for inviting me. It's great to to be part of the challenge. A quick question from my side as one of the experts. What is going to be our role from now till the 26th? Are there going to be specific sessions, or how would it work exactly? Thank you.
Yeah, for the investor experts, you'll receive some more detailed information coming from me in the next week. But until March 26th, there's nothing on your end you have to do. I welcome any feedback on the rubric instructions from any of the investor feedbacks. If you have any suggestions, if you want to meet again for another networking session, please let me know and I can try and schedule one.
Sure, I'll wait for the instructions from your side, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. As the competition requires a minimum of 2 students, can we collaborate with some members who are not currently students? Unfortunately, we only open this competition up to students. So for this competition, unfortunately, you can only collaborate with your fellow students. Thank you for the question, though. Takutswa, please email me with your question, and we can figure out which team you can participate on. We can deal with that over email if that's okay. If you have any more questions from investor experts, judges, student teams, anyone, please email programs@gbsn.org and we'll answer your questions through that form of communication. Thank you to our speakers and our attendees. Phase 1 officially begins now, so good luck to all student teams, and we look forward to seeing your ideas develop over the next few weeks. Reminders will be sent out to student teams when your phase is to be submitted. So please check your emails regularly for updates. And good luck. Have a great day, everyone.